compassion rules.
Hello, my name is Stephen Davis, and I am the teaching artist for the Project Compassion video residency at Hohokus Schools. Project Compassion was integrated into the curriculum over the course of the entire school year. Students researched humanitarians who stood strong in the face of world conflict. This became the basis for a retrospective and history essay, as well as other presentations. Students also conducted interviews with family members, authors, politicians, as well as other individuals who seek to change the face of our world for the better.
Right after I was liberated from the last camp, and it was in what was then Eastern Germany, and it's now Poland. It was a labor camp, the last camp. And my friend Bushi, my Dutch friend Bushi and I, we got bicycles from the Russian officer who liberated us, and he urged us to get back to the country we came from, to our home. Well, I was born in Germany, and Germany was never going to be my home again.
In 1942, the plans of Hitler and the Germans was to deal with the Jews by exterminating them, and with the Gypsies as well. After the Wannsee Conference, a meeting of high officials and Hitler on what we call the Jewish question.
When you heard, what did you think and do?
Well, I could do nothing. What could be done by people, ordinary people, especially in the United States. In Europe, of course, that was a very different matter. Many things could have been done. I think about it almost every day, even today, the horror of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The most philosophical sense, I think, if my whole career added up to making one of the wars that I'd worked on end one day sooner, that would be worth it. That would be enough for me. If you think of the toll that a single war inflicts in a single day in terms of how many lives are lost, how much suffering is inflicted, how much damage is done, if one of those wars could end a day earlier, I'd be more than happy with that.
What's the age group? And
we're all 8th graders, so we're 13 and 14.
Okay. All right. I'll try to respond within that range of English and history and whatever else. Well, what's happened over the course of the 95 years, the Armenian Genocide happened in 1915, here we are, 2010, nearly a century later. And there is a huge amount of debate on the issue, and there's a great deal of controversy. And that's what really needs to be examined, I think, and it's the reason why people need to study the Armenian Genocide. So what happens to human memory in the course of the decades, in the course of the centuries, when there is a major event, a catastrophe of the kind of the Armenian Genocide, which at the time, incidentally, where the expression and the phrase arose of a crime against humanity, for the first time mankind realized something so awful was happening, something so awesome, that it wasn't just a crime against a specific group, against one people, but the dimensions of this crime were so immense that it was viewed as a crime against all of humanity. So something transpired.
I think it begins by trying to define fundamentally what does it mean to be a human being. I think what really defines us as a human being is the capacity to enter into a human relationship. And I think when those relationships expand, then we become more and more human. So the more people with whom I can enter into relationship, the more human I become. And the world at large knows that and celebrates people who cross the racial and gender and orientation and ethnic barriers and can find the humanity of the other person. And eventually, of course, the most wonderful expression of that relationality and the most challenging is to find a relationship with the enemy. So when Jesus on the cross forgives the executioners, that's the final barrier. He was able to see something human, even in those who were doing something so monstrous to him.
What prompted you to start the Rural Schools project?
Well, when Cambodia came together again after the terrible genocide of the Khmer Rouge, Prince Sihanouk, who was then King Sihanouk, asked me to help in the rehabilitation of Cambodia. I founded a hospital, charity hospital for the poor, because I thought health was the most important problem in Cambodia, and education was the second problem, and there were not enough schools, so I decided to get donors to support the construction of schools, and now we have more than 500 schools in Cambodia, and it gives a great opportunity to the children of the victims of the Khmer Rouge to leapfrog to better education and a brighter future. Well, I'm a victim of the Holocaust. I left Nazi Germany at the age of 7 in the 1930s, and I feel that what I went through, escaping from Germany and finally landing in the United States and having a good life and education in New York, in the New York City school system, I draw on that, and it inspires me to do what I'm doing in Cambodia.
Project Compassion also allowed a select number of students to travel to Washington, D.C.
Well, I chose to be part of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and its subcommittee on human rights because those are rights that should be universal throughout the world. They are rights that we enjoy in the United States. And when we have countries observe those rights, those countries then move towards a path towards democracy and a respect for universal human rights, and they are less likely to create a set of circumstances of conflict either within their country or with their neighboring countries. So that creates stability for us, as well as preserving certain rights that we hold to be priceless. And so the United States is a beacon of light throughout the world in promoting democracy and human rights. And for me, that's one of the pillars of what I do in my work on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
We work largely on trying to improve international action to prevent genocide.
Why did you decide to get internationally involved in world conflict?
I came to the subject a little bit late, I think. When I was your age, I really wasn't reading about international issues in the papers or watching that part of the newscasts. My family didn't really travel, so I was largely oblivious to the rest of the world. As I got older, I started to read more and became interested, and I think most basically I found that international conflict was a really interesting and challenging topic to try and figure out how to understand all the different levels, at the individual level, at the political level, societal level, and also something that I could feel good about every day, that I was going to work on an issue that really would hopefully make a difference for people's lives.
Global Jam was like a blog type event website that you could talk about like certain issues that affected the world with other people from around the world.
And you could comment and talk about world issues with people that really cared about them and really worked hard for them. We knew about Global Jam because Samantha Power, who was somebody that we had interviewed in Washington, D.C., had told us about it because she was running it, and it was, I think it was run through United Nations.
We've been talking to people that are in the Middle East, and they all share the same ideas that we do, and it's really interesting.
Croatia, Indonesia, and Azerbaijan.
We were just talking to somebody from Indonesia.
Yeah, and then there was somebody else that was from Colombia.
People from countries, France, Pakistan.
I think that this entire website is a great idea, and I think that we should definitely create a website by ourselves, not just one that's only open for another 28 hours, but one that everyone from around the world, even specializing in kids, could actually voice their opinions across the world, because I think that too many times kids have different ideas of things, and I think that it'd be nice to learn them from kids from different parts of the world and see what their view is of different subjects.
To aid the future. With this website, you really can express your views, and some kids might have really good ideas, but they can't get them across because they're just a kid, and really they won't get the respect.
Well, it's like we've been reading a lot of things, and many people are just calling for unity and just getting us all together, and if we can all brainstorm on ideas what to do and get support behind those ideas, then we can make a difference.
And I also think that it's always fun to see what other people what the other side of the rainbow is, to say, what people think of different ideas, where you in America could be brought up to believe different things, but kids from different parts of the world could think differently of the whole situations that go on in America.
Have new ideas and
Know what's about and stuff.
Be aware.
Well, after that, then it just becomes the question, what are we going to do to promote world peace and try to become like peaceful countries and try to end war, and that's basically the biggest question.
We were actually telling a few people about our Project Compassion for the 8th grade and giving ideas as to how to involve youth in
Well, I think it's sort of cool that we're doing something that's not involved with our own lives, and that we're helping other people.
I think what we're doing right now is really generous, that all the 8th graders are kind of chipping in to help make a school in Cambodia and help all the kids over there. And through this, I think we can make a huge difference.
We need to make a decision. Who would like to make the first decision in this classroom? Excellent. He's dressed appropriately. He's dressed appropriately. Everything we do, we will be making decisions, and everything will be somewhat random. So what I need you to do, please state your name for the camera.
Jesse.
Jesse. Jesse is going to make the first decision in this classroom. Everybody, I think Jesse, because he's making the first decision, he's a rebel. That's right. So Jesse is going to represent with the first decision. Pick a deck of cards. Okay, you pick the top deck. I'm going to come around to each of you. You will select a card. You will not look at the card. It will be face down on the table. Each of the members of this class will have a card. You will keep it down like this. You will not look at the card. What are you not doing?
No,
We're not looking at the card. Okay, so you are making a random decision and selecting a card. You are not looking at the face card. You are just looking at this. As you will see on the back of the card, it says first name, comma, initial, last initial. So you will write your first name and your initial on this side of the card. But what will you not do?
Look at the card.
You will not look at the card.
Good job.
Oh, somebody who has requested to make the first selection, and I'm going to allow them to do so. So, go ahead, and everybody here, go ahead and make a selection of your card. Do not look at the card. Do not look at the card. Just put your name, first name, and initial on the card. Oftentimes, we are so tempted to do the things we are told not to. And oftentimes, we break the rules. Now, if you remember during the status game, what you would do is you hold the card on your head without looking at it. And then you would start to interact with people in the classroom based on what the card was. Now, high status. 2 is low status. High status is king.
What about Ace?
I'll talk to you about Ace in a second. Ace does not pay attention to any rules. Ace can go wherever they want to. They are actually high status because they have no status. Ace is a wanderer. So, what you are going to do, everybody is going to stand up and place their card on their forehead and start looking and interacting. Everybody, cameras, guys, come over here. So, low status if you think, and you are going to line yourselves up from this side, low status, to high status. High status over here. Okay? Look at your card. Yay! Oh, yeah. Were you close? Nope. Nope. Okay. Back to your chairs. On your card, it either has a purple or a green color. And you're going to see you are either part of the Hunter clan, if you're green, or you're part of the Royal clan, if you're purple. Good times. Are you looking for a chair? You're an ace, so you're not following any rules. You guys are already playing. Thank you. Let's give them a ripple. Every single class will be of a different clan of the green clan or the purple clan. I want to establish a certain tone at the beginning of this residency. And that tone is that we are allowed to make mistakes. Here's the thing. I've learned in my lifetime, in my 37 years, I've learned more from my mistakes than I have from my successes. Because when I succeed, I'm like, okay, cool. When I fail, I'm like, I gotta backtrack a little bit. What did I do wrong?
We played this intense game. I really don't even remember the name, but it's epic. Kunja, yeah, thank you, Harry.
Well, Kunja's fun. It's one of the most interesting games I've played, and I want to play it again sometime.
It's fun, it gets us all together, it gets us to learn teamwork and sportsmanship, and it just gets us to be able to work together. And you like slap your legs and stuff, and it's about like improvising off your mistakes basically and learning from them. And it's not like you shouldn't be ashamed if you're like losing or getting out. You're supposed to celebrate afterwards. It's very fun.
And it's become really popular because just like it's kind of fun to play even outside of the classroom, which is kind of stupid. People kind of look at us like, what are you doing? But
as long as the Kunja is celebrating making mistakes. So we have to start off by chanting Kunja together. So the way we chant Kunja together is we all bend our knees, place our hands on our quadriceps, and we go. We continue to chant Kunja while we pass around the circle, bunny, bunny. Okay? And the way we pass bunny, bunny around the circle, because it's very important, guys, is you take Pac-Man hands. Everybody do this. Okay. Now, first do two towards yourself. Bunny, bunny. Bunny, bunny. And then you point to someone else across the circle and you go, bunny, bunny. So everybody do it together? Bunny, bunny. Bunny, bunny. And look at someone else. Bunny, bunny. Bunny, bunny. Okay. Now, while we're passing the bunny, bunny, and everybody else is doing Kunja, I'm just going to jump ahead. Why not? Because you're smart. And I know you are. When the person who is passing the bunny, bunny, because it's only one person that's passing it, the person on their right and on their left, they have to say, Toki, 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 Toki. Now, while they're saying Toki, 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 they actually have to do a gesture. So when the person's going bunny, 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 the person on the right and the left of that person has to look at the person who's doing the bunny, bunny and go, Toki, Toki, Toki. We need to celebrate Kunja. So everybody come on in. Oh yeah. Kunja. 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 I see a lot of good celebration of the Kunja. But it's one 8th grade class. Let's celebrate Kunja.
classroom, we were lining up outside, and I didn't really know if anyone saw us, but I mean, I'm sure they did. We were playing this game called Kunja. Half the school doesn't know what it is, so I imagine that they're looking at us like we're crazy, but it doesn't really matter to me. It's fun.
Well, it taught us that if you make a mistake, you should sort of just
Keep trying. Be honest that you're out.
but you should
Enjoy your mistake.
Yeah, like
Celebrate it.
you should celebrate your mistake.
Like when you get out of the circle, you have to go cheer Kunja.
And you
because
like
it's a
celebrate
celebration.
Kunja. So like mistakes, he's just teaching us that mistakes aren't a bad thing, and we learn from them.
I think that it's a chant that maybe like helps bring us all together. I don't know.
I think it's a good way to learn that mistakes lead to success, because once you're out, you get to like celebrate.
Everyone said it because we're all a whole grade and we're doing it together and we're all equal.
And hopefully we keep that unity so that we, still have each other for.
And my character's name is Ariel Leonith II, after my grandfather, or technically his grandfather. And he's amazing.
Well, my character's name is Jack Bauer Green.
Hi, I'm Jimbo Slice Purple.
My name is Nagel Purple.
Hi, I am Jay Purple.
I'm McLovin Purple. He is a mischievous guy, and he is a cop. He has a lot of friends, and he's 6 feet tall, and he's almost 200 pounds.
I am part of the purple team. I am not a high member in society. You may think that I'm a member of the green team because I'm wearing a green shirt, but I'm a spy. And they thought I was a green member, so they let me in on all their little secrets about how much they hate the purple team, and we're gonna surprise them and come back with a really big surprise.
Well, first off, I'd just like to start by saying that there's so many more green things in the world than purple. Half the world is green because on the maps is green, symbolizing trees. And then there's money. In my opinion, green grapes are better than purple grapes.
Purple is the best color because, well, look at it. It's purple. I mean, green, color of grass, boring.
Plus, we have better government than them. We might not have as many people counted as they did, but we have little eyes that they don't have, and we celebrate 10 times better than they do.
Green is better because, like, it's just like the color of life. I mean, like, what's purple? It's nothing.
Well, I'm purple. And purple is better because green is the color of money, which is greed, and it's the color of puke, which is nasty.
You got the Celtics, and like so many other stuff that's green. I just don't see why purple would symbolize like anything.
It's just such a common color. You see green everywhere. Green leaves, green grass, it's just the color of green in general. It's boring, period.
Well, green's just awesome. We're green. What else could I say?
And purple is just awesome. Like, just imagine purple, and you imagine awesomeness, and when you imagine green, you imagine sick babies.
I'm from the green, and I'm wearing green today.
Purple, on the other hand, it's uncommon. It's a great color. It's a gorgeous color. Purple is the color of, a couple of my friends' shoes.
If this world would be without one color, it'd be much worse without green than it would be without purple.
I just have no comment right now of how disgusting and bad green is compared to purple, because green and purple do not compare. There's no comparison with green and purple.
I'm a purple jack, which is a general, and I think the whole purpose of the green and the purple is just to signify or show how like one race isn't better than other.
That's like everyone's equal in the real world, so you can't like be friends based on like how people like where they come from and that kind of thing. So yeah.
We got the tail side is green and the head side is purple. Okay? Right now we're going to toss the coin. Okay? Can you catch this when it lands on the ground?
Yes.
Okay. So. Green. Okay. So come and see the green. Okay.
Wait, it was on the purple side.
Okay. So.
We separated into two different colors, the purple and the green, and we have secret friends with them.
Well, everyone received a blue rock, and if you were part of the green group, you received a green rock like me. And if you're part of the purple group, you received a purple rock.
A symbol of who you are and what part of the project you have and what you're involved in.
With our friends, by giving our rocks to each other, I think that shows how our two different communities are like appreciating each other and like colliding into one.
Like the blue rock symbolized how everyone's part of one world. We all had the same color. So giving like your color rock to your secret friend was important, so they could have like a piece of you and never forget that you're secret friends, and even though they're supposed to stay true to their side and their color, like I gave my purple rock to my green friend, like because we had like a special relationship, and it's part of our name tag now, so it's like they're part of us.
It's a person that he chose, and that person is on the other team. Like I'm on the purple team, and my secret friend is Rohan.
I'm a rank 3, so that's low class. My character's name is Chantel, and I'm secretly friends with a rank 8, which is like a CEO or something, and his name is Iwa. And we're a very close relationship, even though he's high and I'm down here.
So it's just a way for the two teams to get together and meet each other and discuss who their character is.
Alright, well, my secret friend is Arnold Schwarzenegger Green, which is Kurt Haluba. And he is a green queen. Actually, he's a green king, and I'm a purple 7. And we met because I was following his campaign, because I disliked him because he was green and I'm purple. And that's how we met.
Well, like, I think we're going over all these things and learning about them because people feel like 8th graders can't know about these things and don't know about these things. And we're trying to prove that we are capable of learning about it.
Do you see similarities between what leads up to genocide and the issues that people face in everyday life?
It's an interesting question. I think I do, in one respect at least. We all, in our everyday lives, encounter when people treat people differently based on very small differences. Differences in the way we look, or the way we talk, the way we walk. And this is a very common thing. We all do this ourselves. We can find ourselves doing this if we pay close attention. And you know, this is bad enough in and of itself when it is bullying or teasing, but it's the same kind of quickness to make these distinctions on very small differences, which really, in their essence, are insignificant, that can make it easier for these leaders who see that genocide may be in their interest to get people to go along with their plans.
I think people who try to stop genocide are treated really badly because everyone thinks the same way and about the genocide, and if one person says no, then they all hate them.
I think that the people are treated badly because everyone else thinks that the people are doing something wrong and they show power by treating them poorly.
I think it's so hard to do the right thing because like most people just want to do what like either like what everybody else is doing. So it's like you need to just like stay with your opinion and do what you think is right.
Stephen Davis put me in jail. I didn't really do anything to deserve it. I was being just a good king and put me in jail. I don't know why I'm purple. All purple kings were put in jail. And were put in jail on an island outside of Green territory. So we're nowhere where anybody from our nation is. And we're all alone.
You can get a color of paint and you can paint yourself and you can pretend to be like a green person or a purple person and you can use that to your advantage because right now green is in control and if someone purple wants to be green then they just need to use that paint.
As a purple too, I've been, well not forced, but they ask you if you will either put the I on like all your belongings or not put it on all your belongings, and I've decided to put the green eye on my belongings because I'm afraid that the superior greens will eventually do something bad to those who didn't put their eye on their belongings.
I didn't put an eye on my belongings because I wanted to show that I'm all purple and I believe purple is going to stay together and that I'm already in jail, so if they want to keep interrogating me and putting me in jail, then I'm not going to support what they want. It sounds like the Holocaust because like all Jewish people had to put like a star on all of their belongings. So I think like as we keep like moving forward in the Stephen Davis like residency, like genocide is going to happen to the purple people who put the eye on all their stuff.
I think that the purple people are going to start getting massacred soon because like they're stripping away all our rights basically and killing our economy and we can't really do anything.
I only have $800 and it's $700 to get out of the draft, but I'm paying that because I am completely anti-war. So, and I don't want to be part of the, like, I don't want to be part of hurting the purple side.
What is our responsibility as global citizens to help with world conflicts like genocide?
I think the first responsibility is to become educated, and you're clearly doing that, and I think doing a good, serving as a good example for your peers. But first point, get educated, understand the conflicts happening, the conflict that might happen tomorrow, and how these are not isolated events, that there's a history and a pattern to these kinds of things.
So for the last few months in social studies, Stephen has been teaching us the 8 stages of genocide. In the process, we've been divided into 2 colors, green and purple, and I'm on the green team. The green team has had more power in the past, but now Stephen is becoming like the dictator to teach us more about the 8 stages of genocide.
Yesterday when Stephen was there, it was like a Monopoly game, but it was like everybody had their own piece of property, and like, well, most of the purple people, like if they weren't of high status, most of them kind of had to be sent to concentration camps from where they landed on the Monopoly thing.
Green kind of took over more than ever. The dehumanization process has begun when we got sent to concentration camps for the first time. We all got numbers instead of names. We're not known for people as people anymore. We're just kind of like numbers, and we don't know what's happening with our fictional families or where they are or if they're looking for us or if anybody's worried about us, and it's kind of depressing. It doesn't really feel fictional because I think all of our class is kind of really into it, into the project. Well, it took a lot of effort to stamp your name on the thing because there's so many letters. Then when you cover it, it's kind of like sad.
And it felt kind of weird to see people getting numbers because I knew they worked really hard on their character names and their families and all that, and they're just getting covered with a number and they lose their name.
A purple team member landed on my property and I had the option to let her stay for like $1,000 or to just let her go, like not let her come in. And
I saw that when people that she didn't have green paint, so I would have gotten caught, and if we both would have been sent to the concentration camps, so I just let her go, and now she's in the concentration camp, and I feel really, really horrible because I sent her off, and yeah. If it was a game and I felt bad, I'm pretty sure that if it was real life, they'd feel so horrible they just wouldn't be able to live with themselves.
I'm on the purple team, and when it came to my turn, I would be safe and I would be earning money. So it was pretty sad because the teammates on my team, they were being sent to concentration camps, and I felt so lucky and relieved that I wasn't sent there. But seeing their faces, it was pretty sad. So right now I'm safe, but I'm scared what's gonna happen to me during the game. So I hope I'm not gonna be sent to the concentration camp, because if I am, I don't want that number.
My first trial, I managed to land myself in jail, but I feel kind of lucky because, well, I'm not sure exactly what can happen to you in jail, but I'm sure that if I had continued playing without being in jail, I would have landed on a green space, and there was a good chance that they wouldn't let me into their home, and I would get sent to the concentration camp. And I've seen how the people who've gotten sent to the concentration camps have felt, so I just consider myself lucky, even though I'm really not in a good situation.
And I'm in jail just because I'm purple, and I was the king, so they sent me to jail because I lost the election, and now my family's trying to make it with almost no money.
And I'm a green 8, and a purple 3 landed on my space, and I had the option to let her stay and pay rent, and she had 100 days of green paint, so she'd be safe and she'd be in disguise. But if someone were to catch her, then we'd both be sent to concentration camp. But for one, she was my secret friend, so I let her stay with me, and everything went well.
To me, personally, I didn't go to a concentration camp. And, well, I'm an ace. I just stayed safe most of the time. But in our class, mostly all our purples are all in concentration camps. Our king is in a concentration camp, or Jack. Most of our high people, and even the queen of the greens is in the concentration camp because at the start of the game he tried to harbor a purple and ended up getting caught, and after that most of the greens didn't take in any of the purples, so that's how most of the purples ended up going to concentration camps.
Well, basically yesterday, people in purple who kind of got to other people's houses most of the time weren't let in, and were either picked up or just got away.
She looks green.
She looks green.
I have 100 days.
And she paying herself all she wants. Do you even charge her rent?
Yes.
Okay, so
$70.
$70. Paying you. Do you have $70?
Yeah.
You pay $70 to stay there. Okay. And you rolled. So you're good. 10. Go ahead and move your character 10. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Another person, green, staying at your place.
Me?
Yeah. Same status.
Oh,
same status. They're the same status number.
I'm green.
You
so.
better make him pay $70.
Green.
Yeah, but we were.
Frankie,
But-
nothing. We're green.
Yeah, it's green.
We're the same team.
So what do? Wait a second. Hold on. Now you have 2 of the exact same status number, both green. You now know one of them is an imposter. What do you do?
I kick one of them out.
Who do you kick out? He can make it. Yeah, he can make it. What do you do? You can either kick them out or you can keep them there. But you know one of them. You know now that you are now housing someone who's purple.
Both of them.
You kick both of them out. The HG forces pick both of them up.
Where do we go?
They pick both of them up.
Do I have a number now? You get another sticker.
Put that over your name. And they believe that you have been aiding and abetting a felon, so you are both sent to the nearest railroad. You are both at Pennsylvania Railroad, and you are now both on the railroad to the concentration camps. Okay, guys. Wait, it's his character, not him.
Hey Harry, how do you feel about this?
Horrible.
Go ahead and move your space.
Woo! St. James Place.
St. James Place. 7. You have a green person coming to stay in your place.
No.
Yeah, but he's got purple paint. He's got green paint. How much do you charge this person, or do you let them stay?
You let me stay.
No.
I don't want to stay.
You don't let them stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, you are a green person in green paint on the streets. I need you to roll these dice. 10%. You get picked up.
Frankie!
And you get sent to...
James, you're at the concentration camp.
So,
No.
you place this...
I don't want to.
Dad, why numbers rather than names?
Because they didn't really see them as people.
Then you no longer see them as people. For anyone who had a number placed over their character's name. How did it feel to have your character have their name replaced with a number?
Oh, it was great.
Why?
Because they're like losing part of your identity.
Losing part of your identity.
Feel rejected.
Now,
What's your number, sir?
I don't know.
during the Holocaust,
0742319.
during the Holocaust,
Good luck.
in World War II, what
About it, this game is just like with the Jews, because they wouldn't. Sometimes they would look to other people, but they wouldn't let them in. And like, if you think about it, I would say I would never do that, but not letting them in is kind of the same thing. And they got to the camps, so it's kind of like I am doing that. So.
I mean, I think one important message is that genocide and war and violent conflict, it's not something we can just think of as it happens over there, and we don't have to worry about it. And it just happens with these 6 societies. But it actually, I think, speaks to some fundamental aspects of humanity. And if we take seriously what this says about human beings, I think we'll be more motivated to try and engage in it and to try and stop it from happening around the world.
Okay. Aces. You're at the railroad.
But he's an ace, so he can do whatever he wants.
What do you want to do? You're at the railroad. What do you want to do? With what? Who are you going to bribe? 10 green? Or the queen? Queen of green. Queen of green. Queen of green is high status over the 10 green. You kept your $3,000. He's trying to bribe you $3,000 to let him go. What do you do?
Do it. Don't do it.
You'll do it. You're free. You're free. What do you do with your freedom? There is a gateway of freedom. What do you do? Roll this.
5.
Come on, that's 5.
Yes, you can smuggle all of them.
Yes.
Where are you smuggling now? You have to roll the dice.
Wait.
He's smuggling all the members who are on his. He rolled a 5. There are 5 members of purple, including himself. He's at Reading Railroad. Now you need to roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now you need to roll this again.
Dang.
Okay. 5 members. That's a 93. You are a lucky man. You had to roll a 90 or above to not be noticed. Okay. You have not been noticed. You get to 7 green. Who's 7 green? Oh, I'm 7 green.
Oh no.
Oh, you come to the door. Knock, knock, knock. 7 green answers. There are 5 purple people there. What do you say? Yes. Do you drop your paint?
Do it.
Or do you hold on to it? You can hold on to it. Go ahead and roll the dice.
There's a zoom button.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You found with paint on. Okay.
I worked so hard. This depressing moment. I'm gonna put it here because I worked so hard. No, you have to put it over.
You have to put it over there. Purple 6.
Okay, you can do this. This side? No.
What do you do? Do you ask to stay in the house or do you actually leave?
This is so hard.
You leave. Roll the dice.
That sucks.
Go ahead and drop it in. And go ahead and drop yours. Say your character's name.
Patricia Purple.
Only people are on the conversation.
Lily Green.
Nagel Purple.
Wrong green. Guys, what's the same? They're the same suit. Guys, even though you guys were green and purple, you've always been the same suit. Always.
Means we're all people.
You've always been the same suit. You have always all been diamonds.
I never really realized that, and that's kind of one thing I want to change, like get to know a person better first, because no one in my class realized that, and when no one raised their hand, that was kind of upsetting, and I would want to get to know someone better, but not only that, but maybe like just not judge as much.
You both have hearts.
Yeah, we do too.
You guys, the entire time you've been playing, you've all had the same suit. You've always been hearts. This class has always had hearts. The Holocaust Museum, you're given a card that signifies a person. And you go through and you find out what happened to that person. That's where the idea for this came from. The genesis came from that. Oftentimes when we deal with genocide, we deal with it at arm's length. We push it away. Things that happen, we turn them into numbers. On September 11th, they always read the names of the people who died. I had you say the name of your character before you dropped your stone in. That sense of your life force. That blue stone. The thing that we hold in common. Blue is the color that unites you, and heart was the suit that united you all. Ripple forward positively. Remember, it's that idea. You drop a pebble into a pool, it creates ripples. What you do when you walk in the door of a classroom, what you do when you walk into your high school careers, how you ripple forward, what you say and do and treat people, that is what makes you a heart. In this experience, I was indeed the oldest student in the classroom. I will hold close to my heart the lessons that I learned from them.
The song, it's called All the Same by Sick Puppies. The song generally means that everything that happens in the world can go anywhere or any place, but the world's still going to stay the same. It's not going to change unless we all change it. It's going to be really hard to do that. And I thought it fit what we were doing pretty well.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to be in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
The greatest tragedy is indifference. Red Cross.
Small deeds done are better than great deeds planned. Peter Marshall. We grow in time to trust the future for our answers. Ruth Benedict.
If love is truly a verb, if help is a verb, if forgiveness is a verb, if kindness is a verb, then you can do something about it by Betty Eady.
Nothing is so contagious as example, and we never do any great good or evil which does not produce its like. Francois de la Roche recalled.
Faith helps you succeed when everything else fails. Don Ewing.
Most people see what is and never see what can be. Albert Einstein.
When evil men plot, good men must plan. When evil men burn and bomb, good men must build and bind. When evil men shout ugly words of hatred, good men must commit themselves to the glory of love. Martin Luther King Jr.
If we could raise one generation with unconditional love, there would be no Hitlers. We need to teach the next generation of children from day one that they are responsible for their lives. Mankind's greatest gift, also its greatest curse, is that we have free choice. We can make our choices built from love or from fear. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross.
If I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it. Mahatma Gandhi.
You really can change the world if you care enough. Marion W. Edelman.
Teamwork thrives when no one points a finger and everyone lends a hand. Dan Zaja.
Many are called but few get up by Oliver Harford.
Courage is not the lack of fear, it is acting in spite of it. Mark Twain.
The manner of giving is worth more than the gift. Pierre Corneille.
Love people. Use things, not vice versa. Kelly Ann Rothbard.